Right, people, this is the one break-even trade I ended up taking today. Getting break-even on a buy, which actually would have played out? No, wouldn't have. Let's take a little look. So, very slow day. I didn't end up taking this position until 3:15. So, long-ass day. Coming into the day, obviously, we had CPI before, so that gives us an instant gorgeous draw on liquidity. Draw on liquidity still is, as we've just inversed this 5-minute gap as well on the higher time frame. Data highs is what I'm looking for. So what happens? 1:30, obviously. Market CPI happens. We mark out the fib tool from the low to the high. Draw out the OTE. What aligns with the OTE? Premium 5-minute gap. Just below it, we've got the 50% extension of this hourly leg up. So that's what this black line is. Drop down. We can see market opens. Dips down into the 68% extension. We had an external SMT, if I'm not mistaken. We didn't. We didn't. So we tapped 68% extension and don't get any entry out. There's not any gaps apart from like a 15-second, and I didn't really feel like taking that. However, we consolidate for a solid few minutes. Consolidate for a few minutes, and then 10 a.m. opens. So 10 a.m. opens, and we break below. So I'm looking for a retest to take it lower to the 79% extension and the 0.5. Unfortunately, we just don't touch it. So 10 a.m. opens, massive doji candle. We get an SMT off of these highs inside of the OTE of the leg down. Perfect. 1 minute IFVG would have put us 43 points lower. Would have been good RR, but not really my type of trade. We then come down, sweep this liquidity, tap 50%, tap the premium 5-minute, come up, wick through this 1 minute, come back down, sweep sell side. So at this point in time, we sweep sell side, have a rejected 1 minute, which is a good sign for an inverse. So after we inverse this, would have been an entry. However, we came down, swept 79% extension, got an internal SMT, on the 15-second, and I felt like catching the very bottom. So obviously we came up, inversed this, came back down, and then got an internal SMT with an external SMT, fib level, premium 15-minute, and in the direction of our bias. Gorgeous trade, A+. If it was on a higher time frame, it would have been even more A+, but the fact that it was on a 15-second, wasn't the best, but we ended up inversing it on this candle, 24-point stop, which is why I went on the 15-second, because if we'd have waited, there wasn't a 30-second gap, and the 1 minute we had previously disrespected didn't get inversed for another bit. So we obviously entered on the 15-second. I hate when I don't block drawings. Yeah, 15-second CISD and inversing the thing after a IFVG. Break even at this internal high. Hit break even within like 30 seconds, and then came back down and stopped us out. So a bit unfortunate, as we then proceeded to hit the 50% extension. Hold on, I'll draw it out again. 50% extension is there. Came down, had a perfect V-shaped recovery from it, inversing this 1 minute gap. If you would have entered on this, it would have been decent RR. You'd have taken it to here, 1 to 1.7, 1 to 2, taking it to this high. Why did I mark out this high? I think it's the start of a gap. And then 1 to 3 finally if you would have taken it for. Oh, brilliant. My viewers just. Is it because I've got Netflix open and a camera source at the same time? Oh, I'll get a load of this. Anyway, could have taken a longer trade on there. However, I probably would have gone breaking even at this internal high, as it was also the start of a 5-minute. So we tapped into this 5-minute bearish gap and then came down and tapped our entry again. I saw people that came and waited. I think there was you had an SMT off these lows as well. Off of there, and then was there an IFEG? There was a little 30-second here. Good taking the 30-second here, stops at the low. Did profit at the 10 a.m. open, which is also what we were targeting. And you would have banked. But I did not see that. Plus, we were just frolicking. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the trade I took today. We're still one trade a day on this account. Good day yesterday. Break even day today. About halfway past. So, yeah. Should be good. I was debating full port in CPI, but I didn't. So, got to stay profitable. But we will remove all of these and lock ourselves out. And I will see you later. Goodbye.